Hey, y'all. So it is almost midnight here on the East Coast, and I'm literally sitting here mapping some stuff out. If you're joining us, this is Midnight Money Conversations with Nicole, and I'm whispering because I'm in an open area where it echoes in my house, okay? So I wanted to hop on here real quick because let me just tell y'all the truth. You want to know the truth? So since we moved to Atlanta, oh, by the way, if you're new here, Nicole Cooper of YourSixFigureYear.com, okay? But since we moved to Atlanta in July, there has been so much happening in my life that I literally have not had a chance to sit still and just zone in. And today was the first day, hey Sherry, today was the first day that I was able to sit down and crank stuff out. And here's why I'm so pressured to really zone in and get stuff done by any means necessary, and why you need to too. Every single year, my biggest earnings come from the fourth quarter. Guys, many of you right now probably are already planning your Christmas list. You're already thinking about what you're going to buy your kids. You're already probably putting stuff on layaway. I was in Costco a couple days ago. Christmas trees are out. Christmas ornaments are out. Layaway plans started at Walmart. I saw that the other day, right? This is when most companies make up for any losses they've had for the entire year. Here's what y'all need to pay attention to. You need to pay attention to how to become the producer and not the consumer. How can you be the person that is making sales on Black Friday, making sales for Christmas, as opposed to spending money? You see, guys, what a lot of us don't understand is every single time you walk into a business, there is a head count. People who run companies, whether you are going through Costco, whether you're going to Taco Bell, whether you're going to Old Navy, they have goals. And their goals is, for every person that comes into my store, I want them to spend X amount of dollars, and our goal for this company is to make X amount of dollars per day. Most of us think like consumers. We think, I'm going to get paid on Friday, I'm going to get paid X amount of dollars, and I'm going to have X amount of dollars to spend. And what we don't understand, guys, is, and I heard somebody say this the other day, go ahead and spell out spend, okay? When you spell out spend, all right? This is the word, can you see it? Spend. Go ahead and just cross out the S and the P. And what does spend end with? That is the end of your money, right? That's the end of your money. So when you spend, that is the end. And most of us think about spending all the time. One of the things that I have gotten accustomed to as an entrepreneur is creating goals and creating daily financial plans. How much do you want to earn every day? What are you doing daily to increase your income? What are the things that you are implementing into your business today that will change your income situation a month from now? You see, a lot of stuff that we share online is taken very lightly. A lot of people are like, oh, shut up. I'm going to go watch my show, right? They're like, oh, this is good. You're just talking, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people, hey, Judes, a lot of people are so intimidated of the idea that somebody's trying to get their money that they don't listen. But here's what you need to understand. It's not about the person delivering the information. It's about you changing your situation and then identifying what do I need to know to make that happen, okay? Now, I'm trying to help y'all. I want you to understand. Right now, companies are positioned to make X amount of dollars off of you for the holidays. But this year, you can turn things around. You can literally have products and offers available by Black Friday, okay? By Black Friday. So I was just sitting here, I was talking to one of my coaching clients, Sherry, she's on here, and we were talking about that, making preparation for Black Friday, having stuff for sale. So I am live again, Val, I'm still here. But I'm not playing. I have a whole lot of stuff together that we will be rolling out on behalf of the benefit of our audience. It's going to benefit them, but we're looking to be the producers for the holidays and not the consumers for the holidays. So you may want to ask yourself, where do I want to be at the end of the year? December has been my biggest month every year since I've been an entrepreneur. I mean, every year. Why? Because people love to spend money around the holidays. Some of you are very intimidated at the thought of taking people's money. But what you don't understand is that's called business. You have to learn about the concept of sales and the concept of value. If you're scared of sales, this conversation is not for you, because that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to convince you that you should want to learn how to sell. What I am saying is for those of you who are trying to figure out, what do I need to do to get my business off the ground? You need to position yourself. So here's what I'm going to recommend, because I'm going to go deep into this next Tuesday. And I'm going to show y'all how to set yourself up in 7 days to be ready for Black Friday. Okay? So make sure you guys have registered for NicoleSCooper.com/masterclass. NicoleSCooper.com/masterclass. All right? So make sure y'all understand something. Here's a few key things you need to understand. Number one, you need to start asking yourself, how can I be a store by Black Friday? Meaning, what can I have for sale for people? I don't care, y'all, if you go and get clearance items from a store and you set up on Amazon. Just be ready to sell something. I don't know if you could get Amazon up and running by the holidays. But you need to be positioned to sell something or have an offer by Black Friday. Another thing that you got to ask yourself is, what steps do I need to take to be in business for the fourth quarter? It's going to take some work and it's going to take some time, but it can set you up. I don't care if you make an extra $1,000 in the fourth quarter. The point is, get set up, because a lot of people are already planning on getting your money. You need to set yourself up where you're not giving money, you're getting money. And I'm going to show you how on Tuesday. And the last and final thing, y'all, that you want to start taking into consideration is, where do I want to be next Christmas when this happens, right? We're close to Christmas now, but where do I want to be next Christmas? And what habits do I need to change to be there? Because see, I'm no longer planning for a paycheck for tomorrow. Yeah, I want to get paid tomorrow, but I'm thinking about where I want to be 3 to 5 years from now. And what do I have to sacrifice now to do that? A lot of us don't want to sacrifice, but all these people that I follow that make ridiculous. I was just looking at a lady's thing today. This lady got started online in 2013. She averages $130,000 a month. $130,000 a month. A month. You don't believe me? Let me show you. I was just on her website. And the thing about it is I watched these people get started. And I was like, that ain't gonna be me no more. I'm not watching people get started no more. I'm gonna get this money. I'm gonna be set up. But it takes for me to slow down today, to do the work today, to get to the money tomorrow. So let me show y'all. Let me just give y'all. Look at this. How I made $135 in August 2017. How I made $110 in July 2017. Look at this. How I made $121 in June while sailing to beautiful islands. Look at that. Ridiculous. How I made $120 in May working from home. I mean, it goes on and on and on. How I made $131 last month while traveling full time, right? How I made $130 last month blogging. How I made $160 last month blogging, right? Like, y'all, look, I am not playing. Y'all can sit here and watch me if you want to and think that I'm talking about a bunch of fluff. You can miss these workshops. You can miss all this stuff. But I study these people and I know how to do exactly what they're doing. And it's slow and steady that wins the race. Look at all these checks. $49,000, $13,000. She sold her own course, made $45,000, $13,000, $30,000. So, y'all ready to listen? Yeah, you keep watching. But it's going to be slow in the beginning. It's going to take time. It's going to require sacrifice. But you're going to be reading about me making 160 grand a month while I'm out sailing, while I'm in my RV. I am not playing games. We are setting ourselves up. So you make sure you are there on Tuesday for this masterclass. And y'all better make sure you staying plugged into what I'm doing, because I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know. I'm going to show you exactly how you need to do it. And I'm going to put everything in place for you to get the information and get the steps and the formula. What you do with it is totally up to you. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not worried about if you listen, if you do it, if you don't like it, if you like it. All I'm saying is I'm doing it. I'm giving you access. You better take advantage. Don't say somebody left you behind and they didn't tell you, they didn't teach you, they didn't help you, they didn't show you. That ain't happening. I'm going to give the information, but you got to take the time, do the work, make the investments of time. Some of them require money, but I'm telling y'all, you can be the one that make things happen, watch things happen, or ask what happens. So make sure you register at NicoleSCooper.com/masterclass. And if you are in Atlanta or have access to get to Atlanta on October 21st, you better register for this workshop. It's going down, y'all. And this is just the beginning. That's all I got to say about that. So if you want to register for the workshop for Atlanta, you can go to NicoleSCooper.com/live workshop. Don't sleep on what I'm about to start teaching y'all. Do not waste time thinking that we beating around the bush and saying you got time to do it later. Think about today where you want to be a year from now and make the commitment to position yourself. Make the investment of time, energy, effort, and money to position yourself. Because when this economy turns, I'm telling y'all, stuff is about to happen. Y'all look at the state of our country right now. Look at the leadership. Look at the enemies that we're creating. Look at how many people think America is a joke. You better set yourself up to be able to maximize financially globally. You better position yourself to turn content into cash flow. And you better leverage a resource that will allow you to do it that goes beyond the American borders. Because you're behind, gonna need to know how to make some money in the next 2 to 3 years. A lot is about to happen. A lot is already happening, and it's happening right underneath our nose. And while they distracting us to be focused on a doggone NFL game, they over here writing bills and making moves to make sure that the rich get richer and the poor get poor. And like me and my daddy had a conversation the other day, he said, Nikki, what are you going to do about it so that you don't have to be one of the people that suffer? And I said, Daddy, I'm setting myself up right now. So it ain't about immediate gratification. It ain't about stuff happening overnight. It ain't about a bunch of empty promises to beg people to give you their money now. It ain't about me trying to do a get rich quick scheme. It's about take your time, build it out, understand where you need to go, and do the work to make it happen. So y'all better pay close attention. Right now, things look real good. But guess what? In a recession in 2006, I lost everything. Broke, bankrupt, foreclosed, homeless, repossession, pregnant, and on welfare. I know what it looks like before the storm is about to come. And I understand how to do things differently this go around. So I'm trying to get y'all to understand it's about to get real. You better set yourself up. Because when things start falling apart, the only resource people have is these things, these devices. And what they do is they go to these devices and they ask questions. How to make money from home, how to make money now, how to position myself to not lose it all. Somebody help me, how to get a trade, how to get a skill, how to get a job, you know, how to find ways to generate income. They gonna Google that stuff. And when they Google it, you want to make sure you being found, because that's the secret sauce to this woman and people like her making $160,000 a month while she's sailing on boats and traveling the world and hanging out in her camper with her husband. So y'all stop waiting for drama, trauma, and challenges to hit you before you make a move. Start thinking ahead, start planning ahead, start turning that TV off, sacrifice your situation right now where you scale back on eating out and invest in the proper courses and resources that you need to position yourself, because it's about to go down. And I'm not trying to scare y'all, but I'm just saying Instead of being a consumer this Christmas, you better be a producer. You better start looking at yourself every day in the mirror and saying, I declare that I'm going to make an extra $1,000 a month. I declare I'm going to make an extra $5,000 a month. I declare that I'm going to have a successful business. I declare that money will never be an issue a day in my life. I declare that I'm going to build all the necessary skills and have access to all the resources so that my family does not suffer in the state of a downfall of an economy. I declare that I'm going to have access to all the people to show me how to win. I declare that if a recession hits, I'm going to be the one that is going to be able to build wealth because wealth is built in a down economy. I declare that I'm going to be smart, wise, and positioned to have capital to invest. I declare that I'm going to invest in real estate property, that I'm going to be able to acquire apartment complexes. I declare that I'm going to be able to get a windfall of income because the Bible tells us that the wealth of the wicked is being laid up for the righteous. You better ask God how to be positioned so that as that wealth is being transferred from the wicked, it can be transferred right into your bank account. You need to ask God, what do I need to do differently to be an ambassador? People think I'm joking, but my prayer to God is, God, let me be one of your wealth ambassadors, because he does have people that is assigned wealth on this earth to raise and edify his kingdom. He has people who know that that money is not about them buying things, but it's about them putting it into kingdom agenda for growth. Because don't you understand? I don't care how great you think you are with the word of God, or how talented you are, how much of a prophet you are, how many titles you got in the church. It takes money. The Bible in Ecclesiastes say money answers all things. And you need money to build the kingdom. You need money to run a church. You need money to do ministry. You need money to go out and help the people that God has blessed you to be able to help. And so in order for you to be a wealth ambassador, God has to trust you. He has to know that you understand that you are committed to doing things differently in order to be a recipient of the wealth that is being transferred. You got to sacrifice those nights of not watching TV and building up your brain space. You have to sacrifice those weekends of hanging out with your girlfriends over drinks, and instead be in a seminar, be in a workshop where somebody is showing you how to build yourself up. You see, this is the time that you are in boot camp before the things start going down. This is your preparation season, right? This is your preparation season, because when the shift happens in the economy, it's about those who understand what's happening, that become overseers, that are lights set on top of a hill that people go to for direction, for guidance. Because while the rest of the world is in a panic, you already were prepared for what's going on. So you are appointed, you are positioned, and you are equipped to do what is necessary to lead those people to be able to grow and to blossom. So in this season, I'm sacrificing while everyone's having a good time. I'm sacrificing being equipped by God, that when things flip and everybody's world is rocked, he puts you in position to say, now is time for you to be in position. Now is time for you to be able to acquire the wealth. Now is time for you to be able to go out here and really do the things that you wanted to do, because he needs us to be equipped, focused, prepared, and positioned for that transition. Are you positioned for the transition? That's the question. You know, a lot of us question when people bring us this stuff because they think we are bearers of bad news. Like the man said, the world coming to the end on a certain day or whatever. We don't know the time or the hour. What we do know is that there is a process in which things will happen, and it is predestined before the foundations of the earth. And see, many are called, but few are chosen. See, there are those who have been called to do certain things, but they're not willing to heed the call, to step into that role. They're not willing to sacrifice. They're not willing to be positioned. But what I understand is the ones who are chosen, it's not that you chosen because you're great. It's that you chosen because you made a commitment to heed a call. And when you are chosen, God positions you. He equips you. He gives you insight. He gives you vision. He gives you transference of resources so that you can be positioned to do his will. And there's a lot of things, y'all, that I don't have it all together. I don't have all the answers, but I understand what God is wanting of us in this season. And I was just talking to Erica a few minutes ago, and she was like, Nick, it's like the fiery dart darts are coming left and right. And I'm like, yeah, you know, the devil's so mad right now. He fighting me because he afraid for his life. He knows that if I even get an inkling of what it is that God has called me to do, that the gates of hell will be kicked wide open, and we're going to go in and save souls and lead people and position them to do some great and mighty things in God's name. See, the reality is guys, we already got the victory. Some of us operate in that victory, and some of us spend the rest of our lives struggling, trying to find it. And the reality is, and my girlfriend Tina said this the other day, she brought to my remembrance a scripture where we're not to struggle over the process of doing what God has called us to do. The difference between somebody who struggles, and someone who is able to just flow is surrender. You see, if you surrender to that assignment, then God allows things to just fall in alignment. Doesn't mean you're not going to have struggle. Doesn't mean you're not going to have hardship. Because let me tell y'all something. I've been catching hell all summer, left and right. Kenya Kelly is on here. Lanika Scott knows. Tina Wheeler knows. Erica McMillan knows. Colleen Otero knows. Jennifer Ender knows. These are people I call crying because I'm like, it won't stop. The darts keep coming. But here's what I understand, that even though the hell is coming my way, God has given me a vision to stay focused. And I promise you not, every time I look at my phone, I see something like 11:11 or 1:11 or 4:44 or something where it's all the numbers are the same. And I taught my daughter, I said, every time you see that, just know that God is saying you are in alignment. And I cannot tell you how many times something will happen and it'll make me want to second guess what I'm doing. And then God will show me 11:11, 1:11, 4:44, something else where it's just like a sign. And I tell myself, I'm in alignment. I'm in alignment. I'm in alignment. I'm in alignment. And see, the more that I continue to confess that I'm walking in alignment, I realize that it doesn't matter how much I got to fight, how many struggles I encounter, how many challenges. Look at this, 12:11. It's 12:11, right? About to be 12:12. Somebody just said that, right? But the number 11 keeps popping up, keeps popping up. Look at that. 11 keeps popping up. It's 12:11. Like, do I really have to like make this stuff up? It is 12:11. Okay? And I cannot look, it's 12:12 now. The irony of this coming up while I'm talking to y'all, right? See, when you face hell, when you confront hell face to face, and you start experiencing the attacks on your life, it doesn't mean you're not gonna cry. It doesn't mean you're not gonna weep. It doesn't mean, God, this thing always does that. It shifts. Why does it shift? Let's see if it'll go back. This is how you know you're in alignment too. The attacks start coming, trying to change your stuff up. Let's see. Can y'all see me? Let me take it off of that. Let me back up. It does it again. Okay, tell me how I'm looking, y'all, because this thing shifts on its own for whatever reason. So I gotta back up. Can you see me? Am I good? Tell me, y'all, so I can keep going. Am I good? I need your response. Am I straight? It's cool now? Okay, so y'all can see me good. Do I need to back up some more? Tell me what I need to do. You're good? Okay. So here's the deal. When you heed an assignment to see what everybody else is doing, and you choose to do the complete opposite, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have obstacles. The Bible tells us that in this world you will have many tribulations, but do not fret because I've overcome the world. Even when Jesus went into the Garden of Gethsemane, I think it was Gethsemane, when he knew that they were going to come for him and they were going to crucify him, he prayed and said, God, if you can remove this cup from me, please, like, take this responsibility away from me, right? He didn't want to be sacrificed. Like, the thought of that, like, he knew he had to, but he was like, if you could just remove this cup from me, right? There's going to be a season of remorse, of, kind of pity. Those things happen. I ain't saying that those things don't happen. What I am saying is that when you start getting connected to the fact that I am in alignment. Back up a little. We see you from your eyebrows. Ugh, why does this do that? I don't understand. Let me see. Why? Hold on, y'all. I hate that it does this. It's like sex. Y'all see the enemy upset? Is this better? Back up. Can y'all hear me? Don't get distracted. Keep going. Okay. I just want to make sure y'all can see me and y'all can hear me. Good. Okay. So here's my point. Guys, there is a call on your life. There is a requirement of getting away from the crowd and the noise of the crowd and making some different decisions, because times are changing, times are turning, and not just only in the negative, but God is positioning people to be able to receive a transference of some major things in their lives. And it requires a major sacrifice. And what that means is, like, you can't get caught up in what everybody else is getting caught up in. You know, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors happening right now. And those smoke and mirrors are designed to keep you mentally occupied so that you cannot hear the voice of God. But see, one of the beautiful things about having Christ in your life, receiving God in your life, is the spirit of discernment. That even though you could be the greatest fool in the world, you can make some dumb decisions, you can fly off the handle, you can, you could be an emotional wreck at times. The Spirit of God still lives inside of you that'll nudge you and say, hey, calm down. Hey, I know you don't like what's happening to you, but get over it. I need you to go right instead of trying to go left. Hey, pay attention. Hey, see what's happening. Hey, sit down. Listen up to this. Implement that. Take action on this. And He'll begin to give you and equip you what you need step by step by step by step. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know how everything is going to happen. I tell people, stop trying to figure out the how. Just understand what He's called you to do and who you're called to follow, right? So, for example, there's a lot of times, y'all, where I have a vision of something, but the capital is not there. It might require a huge financial support system. You know, when I first got started in my business, building out what I'm building, I had a big budget and I thought I would need this exorbitant amount of money. And I was trying to raise the money and it just didn't work out. But God kept saying, come on, keep taking action step by step. And guess what? People started just showing up and saying, how can I help you? What do you need me to do? Don't worry about the money right now. Let me just tell me what you need from me and I'll help you build. I mean, I literally have one of the greatest, even today a girl called me and said, Nicole, I want to work for you just to learn from you. I had another person inbox me today, tell me that, right? Where I will work for you for free because I realize the value that you possess. You see, God will put you in position where what you think you lack, He will provide for you another, what I call a ram in a bush, right? Where you might say in the flesh, I don't have the money to make that happen, right? Not in my possession. I know it's coming, but I don't have the money to make that happen. But God doesn't want you to look at what you don't have. He wants you to look at what you're called to do, and He wants you to show up. So it's like going to battle, right? It's going to war. It's like, you know what? I may not be the most built up bodybuilder person. I may not be the most fully equipped for a battle, but there's something that I have in my hand that I can use to be able to slay that giant. It's like David and Goliath. When they were looking for kings, they were looking for people in the army. They went down the line, all of David's father, I can't remember his name, all of his sons, and they overlooked David like, oh, he can't do nothing. But David was the one that slayed the giant, and he also was the smallest one. God just says, show up and take what you have in your hand and do what I need you to do, and I'll fill in the blanks. I'll fill in the rest. And so for those of y'all that are, you're on you're on here at midnight, right? You have hunger, you have desire, you looking for something, you know you have an assignment. You understand that it's time to take action. You understand that you are positioned in this season. You're called and you're chosen. You understand that you have what you need to be able to make a move. You just have to step out on faith and say, God, I need you to fill in the blanks. God, I need you to allow me to be receptive to the people who are guiding me down the path that you want me to go on, and then help me to not follow those that I thought I needed to follow, and instead put me in the environment of the right people who can speak life into the assignment on my life. You see, a lot of you guys are following people for external. The Bible says, God, man looketh on the outward appearance, but God look on the heart, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I look on Instagram and I look at these chicks, these new millennials, they be fly from head to toe, every label. They are so sharp, so savvy, and these chicks are making a heck of a lot of money. And there's a side of me that's like, oh snap, I'm getting older. I can't keep up with all this stuff. What do I do? Like, am I supposed to be doing that in order to get my business to go and grow? And it doesn't mean that I don't want that presentation, but it just means that the gift that I have is so powerful that it does not necessarily require for me to create the superficial in order for me to operate in my gifting. I can be who I'm called to be, and I can work with where I am, and I can build up to that presentation. But God is calling me to act now. He's calling me to move now. He's calling me to do now. Yes, my hair ain't done. Yes, there's a lot of things that I wish that I can do differently in this season. But God is saying, I'm going to strip you from everything that's superficial, that is a distraction from the call and the assignment and the message. And I'm going to position you to just do the work. You do the work and we'll add those things later. But right now, get out there and get it done. And I will draw all men. God will draw all men. It doesn't matter how sharp I am, what I drive and all that stuff. Yes, it helps in the human flesh, right? But what really matters is heeding the call and heeding the assignment. And one of the biggest assignments on my life right now is to be positioned for the transference of wealth. Many of us don't like the idea of God and money, but we don't understand that money is mentioned in the Bible some hundreds of times. And the reason why is most of you cannot do what you need to do because you feel distracted, but because you don't have the money. But God is positioning us to be able to rule and reign and have dominion. And we're going to have kingship and headship. And it requires for us to understand how to be positioned by using the gifts that God has given us up here in our mind and combining that with the supernatural covering and direction and guidance of Him. And then I tell people all the time, God plus one is the majority. If you operate in the flow of what God is calling you to do, stuff comes to pass. It starts being manifested. I can't tell y'all how many times I cry because I feel so disqualified. I feel like I don't have enough. I don't do enough. I don't know enough. I'm not ready yet. There's still some things I need to do, and I have to do 5, 10, 15 more things. And God is like, now, act now, step up now, do it now. And I'm like, but wait, God, I'm not ready. And He's like, do it now. You see, a lot of us are trying to make ourselves perfect before we operate in our purpose. And God is saying you don't need perfection. You just need to be surrendering into what I called you to do. And He will take your purpose and He'll combine it with the right platforms. And those platforms will put you in front of the right people. And then you will also be positioned for the profits and the things that you need to grow your lives. But guys, I want you to understand, like, it is the season to be very intentional. It is the season to be very committed. It is the season to be very focused. It is the season to be very active, proactive, and not busy, but productive. Asking yourself, what do I need to do today to position myself where I need to be tomorrow? Not for me, but for where God needs me to be able to bless His people. See, guys, we need leaders on this earth. Right now, in our political arena, in our American government, and just in our culture, we don't have no leaders. Like, where's the leaders? There's no leadership. There's a bunch of self-serving, greedy, manipulative, conniving people who are seeing who can bluff the best to get what they want. And behind closed doors, there's no integrity. But see, that stuff will be exposed. But God is saying, but there's a people who are willing to step up in my name, who are not ashamed of leading and doing the way that I've called them to lead. And these people operate in integrity. These people can be trusted. And these people are here to bring hope and restoration to my people. And that's what it takes right now in this season. And one of the biggest platforms, guys, is the area of business. The reason why is because in economic shifts and when economic turmoil happens, people are more attentive to hear and do because their worlds are shook up. When your world gets shook up and your comfort zone is gone, people start paying attention and they start saying, all right, God, what do I need to do? Because they no longer can fix stuff. So God needs you to be positioned. He needs you to be positioned. He needs you to be able to surrender. He needs you to be aware, discerning, connected, committed, proactive. Y'all, I can't tell y'all, it's so much happening. It's so much happening and it's not on the news. It's like, do y'all see it? Do y'all see? Do y'all see? Do y'all see what's happening? It kind of freaks me out when God gives you those eyes to see in the spirit and not in the flesh. When God gives you ability to see beyond your circumstance, to see where you are assigned. When God gives you the boldness to move in spite of your limitations. When God gives you the things to say, when you feel ill-equipped to have anything to say. It's like, do y'all hear me? Do y'all hear me? Oh, y'all. God, it's time to get to work. I'm so ready. God had to take me out of hiding. I've been hiding all these years for my self-serving ambitions. And he's like, Nick, this ain't about you. It ain't about you. It's not about you. It's not for you. It's not about a brand. It's not about being a personality. It's not about being self-serving. It's not about becoming popular. It's not about trying to have everybody know your name. I need you to be a vessel that I can use you to get my name edified. And yes, all of your needs will be met. I'll take care of you, but it ain't about you. It is not about you. And when you start understanding that and you start saying, Lord, how can you use me? And he say, I want you to be available to serve. And you start saying, okay, God, however you need me to serve, I'll serve. You'll be surprised that in your serving, God brings those who serve you, who provide you with what you need, who edify you, who just equip you. Y'all, I just pray you get it. I just pray you get it. I just want to cry. I just pray you get it. I hope y'all see. I need y'all to understand it ain't me. It's God saying, pay attention, heed my call, surrender, listen, act, get in your word. I got my word over there. Start really digging deep into understanding what is in my word. His word tells you in Psalms 105, I think it's 119, 105. He said, my word will be a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your path. And one of the things that I love about that scripture, somebody brought this to my attention the other day. And they said, Nicole, if you think about it, when you're in a dark forest and you're walking, okay, and you only have a flashlight. So I got a flashlight in my hand. I'm in the middle of the forest and it's pitch black dark. What happens is I use that flashlight to take the next step. That flashlight is only going to give me so much to see in a certain perimeter. So I'm only going to be able to see so much within a certain space. Now, of course, my flesh wants to know what's 10 steps ahead. But see, the flashlight is saying, stop looking 10 steps ahead. Just point down, because I'm going to make sure that your next step is safe. If you focus on your next step and using this light to get you through your next step, I'm going to make sure you are safe. Just take the next step. Don't worry about what's 10 steps ahead, 50 steps ahead, 100 steps ahead. Use this light and take the next step. And That's how God's word is. That's how God wants us to move. He'll tell you, I can't tell you what's 10 steps ahead. Don't worry about what's going to happen 5 steps up. But you take my word, you take the messages, you take the different things that I'm showing you and sharing with you, and just take the next step. And most of us are so focused on what's 15, 20 steps ahead that we won't move until we got the blueprint for everything that's going to happen in the next 50 steps. And God is saying, my word is a light unto your feet and a lamp unto your path. Just take the next step. And so I say that to you guys. I'm going to end on this note because I know it's like 12:30, and I'm just so excited. I'm so grateful. My mother-in-law came to help me to get some time to kind of get back in my place and space to focus on some stuff. It's been a very rough summer this summer. A lot of stuff has been happening. And it's been nonstop distractions to try to keep me away from what God is calling me to do. And I've just been pressing, like, even in my pain, I'm oppressed. Even in my tears, I'm oppressed. Even in the questions, I'm oppressed. Even in the uncertainties, I'm oppressed. Even in the disappointments, I'm going to press. Even in the frustrations, I'm oppressed. Even when I don't feel like it, I'm going to press. And in pressing in those things, God just continues to download and reveal and expose and show and share and release things. And as they're coming, I'm sharing. And I just want to tell you guys, listen, in order to be in alignment with your assignment, you got to take that light and focus just on the next step. What is the next step, or the first step you need to take to be positioned where you know you are called to be? There's a lot of stuff in my life that got a bunch of question marks. But guess what? I don't care about the question marks. I'm just trying to figure out, what is my next step? If you take that next step, you're going to find yourself crossing the finish line and your hands are up with the victory, and you don't even know how you got there because you did it step by step, brick by brick, mortar by mortar. You just focused on the next step. And that's how business is. That's how success is. That's how walking in your destiny is take the next step. So that's what I'm going to share with y'all. The next step for you right now is sign up for the masterclass. NicoleSCooper.com/masterclass. There's some, I really need to start doing some biblical principles that apply to biblical principles that align with business principles, and understanding how do the two intertwine. What does the Bible got to do with business? How can you use God's word to grow in a company and in a process and in your wealth and all those things? So we're going to start talking about that. So anyway, right now, take the next step. NicoleSCooper.com/masterclass. And if you are in Atlanta, you need to get signed up for that workshop that we're going to do, because I'm about to pour into some people, and it's whoever shows up, and whatever they need, we're going to give it to them, and we're going to help them, and we're going to provide whatever we need to provide for them to produce a result. We're going to help pull people out of the funk that they're in and the lies that they're telling themselves, and help them to understand how to blueprint out and take the next step into building and growing their businesses and turning their ideas into income. That is the biggie. What is a vision God is giving you, and what is the next step to taking action to bringing that thing to life? So if you want to come to the Atlanta workshop, it's NicoleSCooper.com/live workshop. But guys, align yourself and position yourself for the fourth quarter. Things are shifting. Be positioned. All right? So anyway, I hope y'all can hear me good. Y'all have a good night. I don't know what I look like on the other side. I don't know if y'all can see my lips, my eyebrows. Like, I don't know what's up with this phone and why it keeps doing that. But hey, I'm going to keep talking, and I'm going to keep saying, and I'm going to keep doing, and we'll figure it out. All right, I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a really good night, and share this if you feel like somebody can benefit from it. All right, good night, y'all.